Yo. We're doing some Django work right now. It's very exciting. Maybe we'll have a new setting. I'm going to call it website.py. Super basic name. And we're actually going to grab our, from the environment, and move this one to here. Make another one called website name. Oops. Call it website name. We'll put that in our .env. And here, let's give it a name. I think we're calling this Jovian, which is a play on Jovian with a J is like Jupiter related things. And with the D, obviously DJ, Django. So we can have that there, and let's also put our front end base URL here too. And save that. We can save, where did website go? So we'll have that kind of setting there. And then we need to make sure we get this imported. So website, alphabetically would be there. Save that too. Okay, cool. Because now we can use this setting here for whatever our name is. Let's grab that. Description, or yeah, we could also have website description, and although it doesn't really seem like something that should be an environment setting, we're just going to make this blank, and same with keywords, blank. So yeah, right now I have a few projects that I want to get started, some new ones coming up, and I've really been digging using Django as like a full stack framework instead of what I've usually used it for recently, which is like building an API service or whatever. I've done shipped a few things recently, and I just really like it. I like not thinking about an API. I like how quick it is. I like the server-side rendering. And then I like, using things like HTMX or even Alpine.js to do some of the interaction stuff. And so far it's been a pretty good experience. And where did this go? Setting, oh, wait. I want to change this. And yeah, I just kind of want to have something to use for these upcoming projects, because right now I'm basically stripping out my most recent project I've done, which is not a client project, so I'm totally allowed to do it, and just kind of getting it ready, instead of having the same issue in the future, I kind of have a good starting point. So we're calling this Jovian. This is a cool name. I see we have Rome in the comments saying, hey Roma, sorry, my eyes are not, yeah. Roma, nice to see you here. Thanks for coming. Feel free to ask any questions as we go. Okay, so here we go. Website name. Yep, that'll be good. Oh yeah, what I was trying to do is, and we'll just do this for now. Source venv. Oops, bin. I just want to actually get rid of these little errors here. Pip install -r requirements. Actually, before we do that, let's go into my requirements.txt. And there's definitely some stuff we won't need in this. I don't think I'm going to need batch because there's no blockchain stuff in this. We need all the Django stuff for sure. Yeah, there's probably some stuff I don't really need, but this is a good start. So we'll just install our requirements. Cool. And now our soon we should see these little things go away. If it will finish. It finished, or it's almost finished. Okay, so we just need to pick our interpreter, which will be the one inside our VNV folder. And now look, we don't have those errors or warnings or whatever. It now understands our project. Let's also get rid of that. Okay, I'm just gonna go back to my search. I'm just right now trying to like strip anything that we don't need, and there's a whole bunch we definitely don't need. So let's just go back to my search. So the README. Again, I don't even need this because I can just say this. And yeah, I'm planning on open sourcing this for people to use because it really solves all the common things that I need. Okay, we can totally get rid of this file. There's an FAQ. Actually, you know what? An FAQ is a nice thing to have. So let's keep the FAQ data. But let's just say, question, and we'll make this say answer. Because that's something most websites need. Okay, back to my search. What else do we have in here? Security. Yeah, we don't need any of these. I'm just going to keep it like that, and then whatever. Our project, we definitely want to give this a better name. So this will be called Jovian. Jovian. Is that what we're calling it? Let's see. I put in the admin already. I think that's how you spell it. Yep. Let's remember this. Jovian. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can keep my name there. Right here, we're just going to call it Wagtail site name blog, and then we use this /CMS. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, now it's just template related things, which we're going to strip out completely. Okay, so let's just start with our auth base. Let's just do whatever the title is. I won't actually write it there. Okay, so we're going to blank out a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's just turn on word wrap to make this a little bit easier. At least they're here to be typed in, right when, basically 5 minutes before launch, you decide, I'm going to need to put these things in. Usually actually after launch. I usually launch, and then I'm like, oh, crap, we need the OG data. Okay, cool. Anything else in here referencing the old project? It is. What is this? Oh, is this the header? Let's just do like logo.svg here, and that should be fine. Okay, this stuff. Yeah, we'll keep Stripe. We'll keep HTMX. I don't think we really need Flowbyte, but forget what I was using it for. We'll keep it for now. That's fine. Okay, cool. Okay, base.html, we'll just keep the title. And this is already kind of doing what I want anyways. It's pulling it from some variables, so we're good there. Extra CSS. Oh. Where does... Okay, the Tailwind CSS comes in here. I feel like... Do I even use this anywhere? In the settings. Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, we'll just keep those blocks. It's fine. Okay, cool. Why does it... I need to like search again so that I don't have to keep putting up. Okay, this file right here, we're just going to delete. In fact, there's a lot of stuff we're going to be deleting in here. Let's actually go to our URLs for pages. And, okay, we'll have our homepage view. We'll have our auth required view. We'll have a contact page. We don't need any of this stuff. We'll keep the FAQ. Don't need you. We don't really need any of this project-related things. An about page is always nice. Profile page we'll keep. Settings we'll keep. Terms and privacy we'll keep. And cookie policy, sure. Then I believe all this stuff can go, but we want to keep our actions and our debug pages. Okay, so that's good there. Then let's go to our views, because there's stuff we stripped out. Let's also get rid of a bunch of these imports here. The only content model we care about is our example. So I made a model for this project. It's just example. Super good. Yeah, we can keep that there. And just to show how to do this, I'm just going to say context foo equals bar. Okay, we can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. We're going to keep the contact. We're going to keep the FAQ. Project detail we don't need. About page we do. Profile we do. We do have to make that simpler. Settings we're going to keep. Terms and conditions, privacy policy. Create Stripe checkout. We should probably keep that. Did I keep that one in here? Oh, no. Oh, wait. This is probably in the... Maybe this is in the action URLs. Oh, no. Okay, we need to put that back in. I must have... Wait, what? Must have... Yep, okay. I see. I erased it. Okay, let's try this again. Get rid of all that. Keep the about. Keep the profile and settings. Keep the terms. We will get rid of all of this instead, all the way to here. Okay. And if we go to our views now, we'll keep the Stripe checkout view. However, we're going to drastically simplify it. I'm just going to say, make this say like payment or something. User ID and similar. We can do like foo bar just to prove, hey, we can do stuff here. And then, yeah, for the URL itself, we're actually going to edit it to be, it's just going to be like create Stripe checkout or something. And args we don't care about for this. Slug we also don't care about because that doesn't exist anymore in the URL. Okay, so we'll keep our Stripe checkout. We'll keep our success, which, can I open this? And we'll just make this maybe say like go home. There's some weird Tailwind stuff happening there. And we're just going to use URL home for here and get rid of the slug. Thank you for your payment. Okay. And I think we're good there. Okay, so let's clean up this one because really the profile view, we still want to get the user. Projects we don't care about. We don't care about any of this or this or this. Probably just that. Great. Back to our searching. What? Still not in my history? So weird. Okay, contact page. We're just going to make it say get in touch. I'll just simplify this. Maybe we should have a support email too, so we don't have to keep typing it in. Support email, env.str. Before we forget, let's put that in the env. I'll just do info@domain.com. Support email. So then we can actually just use this here. And actually, it's going to be lowercase. It should be like this. This is a template. And similar here. Or you send us an email. Okay, cool. So in order to actually get that, though, you can't just pull a setting that easily. We're going to go to our views, to our pages, to our base view. And this is a super helpful thing because then we can actually do kwargs support email equals settings. Settings dot copy and paste it. And then that will pass it to the view because every view has access to this data. All right, I'll save that. Okay, back to here. This is like our home page, so we'll just like hero text goes here. And then, yeah, we can have, maybe we just do login and sign up. Okay, so this is if there's authenticated user. Yeah, we'll just do account. Login. We don't need a slug there. Login, sign up. If there's an authenticated user, you know, maybe we just do like something like my profile. Profile, and I think here we have to say username equals authenticated user.username. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Let's look at our pages. Profile is, yeah, username. Okay. And this should just say my profile or whatever. And we can get rid of this. And then yeah, I don't want to overdo this because really people / me is going to fully rebuild this anyways. Let's also just get rid of this. Maybe we'll grab some sweet lorem ipsum. Let's grab this guy here, just maybe the first sentence. And yeah, let's just get rid of all this. Is that the right closing? Yeah, I think so. Okay, cool. So we have sort of a home page. Yay. Launch your project. We are going to just delete that template. We're also going to delete a whole bunch of templates here, and I'm actually going to reveal in Finder just because it's a little bit easier to delete things through this. Okay, so we want to keep all the account stuff because that's important. All auth, layouts. What do we do in this? I feel like I don't actually use that. What the heck is that? Manage1.html. Okay. I'm just going to get rid of that. Partials, some of them we'll need. Social account, we'll need that. But where were we? Pages. So we'll keep all this stuff for the most part. Privacy policy. Is this even? Whatever. Profile, project detail, we can delete. Everything in here we can delete. Report comment. I'm not going to worry about reporting being part of this. Settings we'll keep. Cool. Okay, so that at least gets rid of that stuff. And then in partials, we have our auth. We'll keep that. Base we want to keep. We can get rid of everything to do with the blockchain. Blog's probably good to keep. Legal, yeah, sure. And project. This we can just get rid of. All right, we're getting close. Getting close to booting this up. Footer. So here we can actually use, oh yeah, let's put that also in our setting, in our base settings. So we'll have just like website name. And then that way we can actually just put here. And we'll keep home, we'll keep FAQs, contact, we'll get rid of all this stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. And then there's one more because we just have this thing, but we're gonna have a logo.svg instead of that. We also don't need this or that. Okay, great. All right. Boring stuff. Boring stuff is done. Project we need to keep. We'll go through this next. Just give me 1 sec. I have to go change the heat because I'm freezing. BRB. Hey, I'm back. I before we get back into it, I saw a bunch of questions in the chat when I got back. Yay! Hi guys. So Roma, you have more than 1K changes. Do you mean like in terms of Git? So this is I'm basically taking a project, a project of mine, and just I copied everything, and I stripped out. I'm stripping out the stuff I don't need because I'm trying to just make like a starter pack for my next projects. I have like 2 projects I need to start very soon. And I want to use Django full stack, and I don't want to like do this process twice. And I'm planning on open sourcing this if it's good, which I think it is good. I'm really happy with my productivity in this sort of world. Keep all the file names and directories in mind. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, but I am very I'm very meticulous with my file naming structure and folders and everything. So yes, if please elaborate more if I didn't answer that question correctly. We have Jonas. Oh yes, thank you. Really love all the Flutter videos you have made. Thanks for all the effort. You're welcome. I've enjoyed doing it, and I've gotten some good feedback on them, and all I want to do is grow my channel more. I have one more video in the making on Flutter in my little 4-part series about deploying web apps, and then we're going to do some other Flutter stuff, and yeah, whatever. Thank you for being here. We have FC Games. This is oh, yes. And we have Roma saying thanks. Great. Okay. Now, what are we doing next? Let's go back to our project here. Okay, so what I want to do now is, I think I've already stripped out a lot of the content stuff. Let's just make sure. Yeah, models. I've just made like an example model and some example signals. Is there a fixture in here we need? There's a folder for it. Management commands. Yep, nothing really that important. Although, yeah, this I just want to rename to example command or something. Just so we have the starter for that. Migrations. Oh, PyCache. I want to delete all my PyCache folders, even though they're not version controlled. Delete all PyCache just because they are annoying. There's a good way to do this. You can do it. Look, we're going to copy and paste a command. But okay, so we're finding in this directory, we're grepping anything PyCache, PYC, remove. Yeah, that seems safe to me. Yep. We're going to just do that because we don't need those. Okay, so the content app is good. The blog app is already good. I've already cleaned that out. Connect. Is there anything in here? So for our models, not even any models. We have stuff for Slack, Setting Slack notifications, no views. Okay, so we're good on that app. Assets, I don't even know if we use that. Is there any reference to that folder? This is a bad word to look up. Let's just look inside. I don't think so. I don't think we use this. We're gonna delete this folder. Okay, pages. Here this is what we started kind of going through. So let's just go through one by one. We definitely don't need any of these. So these are action views. So maybe we will have an example action view, and I might already have that. Yeah, example action view. Perfect. So we're just going to have that. We're going to call it example. Just leaving myself examples for the future. And let's do example action, I guess. So actions are cool if you use HTMX. It allows you to kind of like have like sort of like API endpoints that, you know, are still like server-side rendered to an extent that are meant for us to, you know, even though it's like a full stack app that generally refreshes the entire screen, when you submit a form, we can actually, hit things with HTMX and react to them with, with Ajax instead, without having to like build full-on APIs, which I like. Okay, so URLs is good, views is good, init.py is empty, so we're fine there. Okay, what other pages? FAQ data, we'll keep that. Migrations are empty. Okay, admin, no admin for pages, that makes sense. That one's fine. Base view, we've already been fiddling with this, and this one's good. So this is the view that all of our other page views basically inherit, so that we kind of have this place to just get all this context data. I am going to actually just change this to the word context, though, because that's generally what it's called. And get, that one's fine. Okay. Base view, debug views. This is just so we can actually, because like when you have debug mode on, you can't even see the 404 page. This is a way to basically like, trigger a 404 page, because that way we can see what it looks like before we deploy, because we want to be in debug mode locally. Okay, we have an example form. Okay, cool. Models. This we're going to just delete. Test folder, we're not even going to open. URLs, we've already looked at all this, so we're good there. Utils. Do we use this? Doesn't look like we ever use this, so let's just keep the file but empty this out. Views. Yep, we already went through all this. These ones are good. Okay, so we're good on that. Now project, this is like our Django project. All this stuff's probably fine, but there's some settings we really don't care about. For instance, we don't need our blockchain one, so let's delete that. Cache database, debug, email, forms, gtag. Yeah, gtag's good. Security, middleware, Slack, static storage, Stripe, templates, Wagtail, website, workers. Okay, everything else we need, so that's great. Static, we're going to keep that. Static files, whatever. Support. So, okay, so we have... Okay, yeah, this is actually fine. This is then good to have. I'm going to keep this here commented, because like if we wanted to add reporting to comments or posts or whatever our app does, it's kind of set up and ready for us to go. Let's make sure admin is the same. Oh, comment report admin. This should be, I guess we're just not including this. So let's keep this also in our code base, just as like, here's an example. Migrations, okay, cool. Tests, nothing in the tests, believe it or not. Views, nothing in the views. Okay, system. So this is system-related things that aren't really like project-related. We have a migration here. We don't need that. We'll generate all those at the end once this is up and running, which we're getting pretty close to doing, guys. And our admin, Stripe webhook admin, yeah, we'll keep that. This is so that we can see all of our admin stuff. Oh yeah, I made a context processor. This will inject the G tag within all of our pages, or allow it to be injected. Models, tests, and views. Nothing here. Yay. Okay, templates. We already went through this, I think. Let me just make sure they kind of look fine. Yep, these should be good. And theme. This is going to have... Okay, we have the command for collect static. This basically overrides the collect static command to do the Tailwind build as well, because we're using Tailwind. Static. This, we should put a git keep, I think, in this. Is this where it generates to? I think so. Whatever, it'll probably fix itself. Styles.css. Okay, so here's where we actually do our styling and like change our theming and stuff. Let's go to our package.json because there might be some things in here we don't want. Seems pretty good. And our post CSS config, cool. And our Tailwind config. Does this have a name? Nope. Okay, templates. I don't know what this is. This one we do not need. We're going to delete you. It's just the default template when you set up Tailwind in your Django project. Okay, now we just have all the root files to look through. Docker ignore, all this stuff is going to be probably good. Let's go to our env again, and I'm just going to clean it up. Oh, why is this? Oh wait, that's Stripe. Yeah, this should be Slack. Slack. Because this is a file we do not version control, so it's not going to be in the open source version. Let's call this project. I already kind of did this in the example. Let's see. env. Why do I have an example.env and an env.example? Okay, let's just call this environment. Okay. And basically, I'm happy with this. We might have to change some things. And we're just going to put these in here as a example. Yeah, sure. Yeah, what was that other example thing? Example.env. Where's this file located? It's probably just sitting down here somewhere. What? I don't see. Oh, there it is. Example.env. We don't need that. We're using the env.example. Okay, nvmrc. That's just to say use this version of Node. This stuff's all good. Docker file. It's Python 3.12. There's definitely some settings we don't need to pass through here. Good enough, I think. Okay, makefile. This is my favorite part of the project. This is all those lovely helpers that we use all the time for building in Docker and going up and down and running our manage commands and all that kind of stuff. Everything in here is pretty good. Manage.py, we've never touched that file ever. Okay, this seems fine. We should delete the porter.yaml because that's specific to hosting it. And keep that. Proc file similarly. Yeah, we're not going to host this on Heroku necessarily. README. We'll go through that last. Remove Tailwind classes. Yeah, this I made this script to clear out a bunch of my Tailwind stuff when I decided to migrate to using Daisy UI, which is like on top of Tailwind, and it helped, but it also created a bunch of issues, so I don't care about it anymore. Okay, requirements.txt is fine. Runtime, this is saying, oh, we should probably change this to whatever we're doing in Docker. 3.12. What would that be? 3.12.0? I guess so. And there's probably a better one, but it doesn't really matter. Actually, I think I can just do the runtime 3.12 and it will figure it out. And our Vite config. Everything's good. Okay, cool. What's in my VS Code here? So we have some settings. Oh, yeah, it's saying for HTML, use Django HTML. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so now let's see if we can get this stuff running. Let's go to the README, because it'll tell us what to do. Oh yeah, we should probably update some stuff here. So we're calling this Jovian. So this will be, we're going to write a better description here. Full stack Django starter project. That's good enough for now. Okay, so let's see if this is all true. We have like backend, payments. We're just gonna do Stripe. We don't need anything to do with blockchain. DevTools. We're using basically just Celery and Redis. We're using Postgres. Yep, that's cool. Okay, so here we would clone the repo, which doesn't really exist yet, but let's make it. Why not? I'm feeling good. The birth of a new open source project going live. Let's make this, and we're gonna just call it Jovian. That's how we spell it, right? Let's just go to my admin because I know I copied it there. Admin interface. I'm just gonna do that, and we'll keep it all lowercase. Jovian, it'll be public, sure. So yeah, anyone watching right now, you can probably find this. It's almost up. So what I want to do is actually update the README to say use this. Oh, that's not how it works. It's just gonna be my name. What was it? My name / this.git. And cd Jovian. Create an env. Yep, do all this stuff. Then visit here. We have a whole bunch of common dev tasks, which are probably true. Some of them aren't. Background tasks. We're not actually using RabbitMQ just because it's annoying to set up. I feel like I didn't even write this README. I feel like I was like, because I worked this last project, like I worked very closely with ChatGPT on just helping me through it, just to save time. And I don't remember writing that, so I think I was just like, write me a README. Okay, so we'll just do that. Default user. Oh, we don't even have RabbitMQ, so we don't need that. Sure. Testing. I'm just going to erase this because we don't have any testing yet. Maybe it'll come. All right. Okay, so from styling to end. Yeah, I definitely didn't make this README. Okay, so in theory, if we follow these things, we've git cloned it. Well, let's actually, I'm gonna, before I commit, I'm gonna make sure stuff works, and then we'll commit. So our first commit will be very clean and nice. So what does it do? Okay, the env. I've already done that technically. Let's just make sure. I did it the other way, but it doesn't matter. Now, I think actually we're gonna get errors if these aren't set. Of course, we're gonna have errors if they're not set correctly. This one we can keep as none because it's allowed to be. So let's update our example env just to make it really clear. Okay, so what is it saying to do? Yeah, we copied, we did this stuff. So yeah, it would be a make build first. Let me just look at my Docker file first. There might be some stuff in here we really don't need. No, it looks all good. So yeah, basically this is Django project that's using Tailwind, and it's not for an app. It's its own. Let's make a web app basically, full stack. And let me tell you, after that's how it used to. This is how it used to be. This is how I used to make money in websites, is building full stack apps, because before like Marionette and what was it called? I don't know. Before React, let's just say. There were some things before React. But before that, it's like, this is the only way to do it. You built something in Ruby on Rails or Django or, PHP or whatever. But it was like your front end and back end were like this. And I'm enjoying coming back to it. And I'm finding it very productive. And, all the issues that come up with like single page applications and SEO and all that stuff, it's like not even a thing here. And with some of these frameworks, like Alpine.js and like HTMX and stuff, you can do a lot. This is just hanging. Docker Compose build, it usually doesn't just hang like this. There's a chance. I just updated Xcode for a different project, and I bet by doing so, I have like no space. What? Oh, I got like nothing. I got like no space right now. Okay, let's cancel this. Luckily, I'm not recording. If this was a video being recorded, it would be. It would have crashed a long time ago. We're just streaming this one. Okay, let's see if emptying my trash did anything. Not really. Okay. Stupid Xcode takes up so much space. Dockers. I got 100 gigabytes of Docker. I mean, that makes sense. I do a lot on Docker. Where even was that file? It was already, oh, okay. Man, none of these files are going to make a huge dent. Where are these? You know what? We're going to go into our Xcode, because I bet from all that work I just did, we have a whole bunch of derived data and archives that are taking up space. It's like a story of my life. It's like productive, getting stuff done, and I'm like, I'm out of space. And I'm getting, it's finding it hard to find things to get rid of, but we'll get there. Okay, let's go back a million files and see if we have a bit of space. Okay, we at least are counting in gigabytes now. That is nice. I think that was probably the problem. Let's try running make build again. What the heck? This is strange. I'm going to restart VS Code. Where'd my face go? While we do that, I got a question in the chat. How long have I been making web full stack? How many years have you been doing that? I mean, I started doing this stuff professionally in 2008. So what's that? 17 years, I guess. And that was back in like the Flash days, and I was doing, PHP websites. Shopify, I think, was around then, or like shortly after. So I was doing some like Shopify stuff, I guess. And yeah, Ruby. I did some stuff in Ruby. I mean, I kind of touched a lot of things back then, but yeah, I guess about 17 years. But I mean, I've been coding longer than that. I started learning code when I was like maybe like 7 or 8 years old. I was pretty young, learning. I'm just gonna force quit this. Doing stuff in Pascal and Delphi, however you want to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it. There is no YouTube videos then telling me how to pronounce it. So, okay, let's try to reopen this. Yeah, back then, and just doing like HTML. This is before CSS and stuff. So like I was making fun HTML website. All just shit for fun. And like Flash or Macro. I guess it was still Flash, but it was before Adobe bought it. Macromedia. And that was good times. But we don't miss Flash too much. Although, like, it's crazy what you could do in Flash, like, with so little effort. Like, I still don't think we've gotten anywhere near the productivity and like, fidelity of, like, the animations and stuff you can do with, like, no effort that you could then. But it was big security issues with Flash. Okay, we're going to try this again. I'm going to just go to my make file. Oh, you know what? I opened the wrong project. Open recent. I think I just opened this. Django Launchpad, which is not really the name of it. You know what? In fact, before we do this, I'm actually going to quit one more time, and I'm going to rename this folder. I'm just doing it in my terminal on my other screen. Move Django Launchpad to, we're calling it Jovian. Just so it's the same name on my computer. Not that that would ever make it up, onto the GitHub repo, but I would be like, where did it go? Okay, we're opening it for this folder now for the first time. I wonder if that would, no, that shouldn't screw up my virtual environment. It's all relative. It's all relative, man. Okay. Make you big. And let's open up the make file. And in case it's just some weird issue with make, let's just run this command. I don't think there is, because I think it popped this out for us anyways. Docker compose build. Maybe we have to restart Docker. This is so weird. Okay, so we're going to do that next. I have nothing running in Docker, so we should be fine. Okay, so let's cancel that. Oh, misclicked. Oh, God. Okay, let us go to Docker. Is there a restart? Yeah, there is. Let's restart. It could also be that I've used all my Docker space. It says I'm using 82 gigabytes of a limit of 94, so we should be good on there. Did this really restart? I'm just going to quit it. We're just going to quit it. Yes, simulator cache takes up a lot of space, the Xcode tools, and I'm pretty sure like you update it and it still keeps like the old stuff. Just responding to Roma's message here. Yeah, you use Pascal. Yeah, it was a good. That was the first programming language I ever learned. Not that I was like proficient in it, but I could. It was like the first time I was like, oh, writing code. Because like, I mean, JavaScript existed then. It was nothing like it is today. It was like for doing like an alert in your menu or redirecting someone somewhere. Like it was not the same. So yeah, I think this is just a Docker issue. This happens sometimes because of my old computer. So what we're going to do is fix it. We're going to go to the activity monitor and we're going to go to Docker and look for there's like so much weird Docker shit. We're just going to end all these tasks. We're going to force quit them. Everything to do with Docker should be gone now. Now we will let it go. Yeah, I specifically used something called Delphi, Borland Delphi. It was basically like very similar to Visual Basic, like the visual part of Visual Basic, where you had like, the interface builder and all that kind of stuff. And it was kind of similar to Flash in the way that you like attached, actions and stuff to those buttons. And you kind of like built half of your, like you built the UI as like what you see is what you get, or like, I guess it was probably like XML under the hood or something, similar like Android, like older Android development. But like, you just drag and drop stuff and then you wrote the code in a separate part and connected the dots between them. And yeah, learned a lot in those days. Okay, Docker, let's go to the dashboard. And now let's try and run this again. Docker compose build. Oh, there we go. Okay. So when in doubt, instead of like restarting VS Code, let's just restart Docker. So what are we doing here? Well, something that's great about this setup that I love is the way I have Docker. I used to just run Docker compose for like my Postgres and like Redis and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes you run into like versions of Python that are issues and all this stuff. And it's like, screw it. Like, and I've kind of found out how do I like run my whole, dev environment, everything except for my code editor is basically running in Docker. So there's basically in the Docker compose, which you still use right here, there's a few services. The web service is the thing that actually like runs the Django app just in the dev server when you're doing it locally. And basically there is the DB, so Postgres, there's Redis, and then there's Celery running. Celery is like our worker and broker, so we can send async tasks to it. And I use this pattern. I use these things on basically any, web app I'm making. There's always going to be something that needs to be cached or stored in memory. There's always going to be a database. There's always going to be a web server and whatnot. Okay, so it's doing all this stuff. And, with this, it's great because if we need to change our Python version, there's a Docker file, which is actually what is used for the for the web service itself, and it's also used for the Celery service because like the Celery service is running. You see the build is the same for both. And here it's doing all this. What does it do? It installs this version of Python. It sets some weird stuff, build essentials and stuff for the Linux box to know what to do, and all that kind of stuff. We need a node. We actually need a node running on this because we not only need this for the runtime, but for the build time, it goes and creates like the Tailwind classes and all that kind of stuff. What else do? We install our requirements. We copy our project files over. I have this other stuff really just for dev. Like it makes sure that Postgres is running, and this like wait for it is basically like a script that'll go and like, check to make sure that it gets Postgres. Because if it gets past this, weird things happen without Postgres being ready. Anyways, does that, and then the entry point. Can I open that? The entry point, it does a migration. If there's been any changes, and then it goes and does like the Tailwind sort of stuff, npm installing them. In the case that it's production, we run the Tailwind build and we collect static. If it is not production, we just go and we run the server using the built-in Django one. So now let's see if this works. Let's do makeup. And what this should be doing, if we go to our Docker console and just find it here, and we can just turn on only running to see. Why is this stuff running? Oh, sometimes when I restart Docker, old things come back. So that's probably gonna be a problem for us. Let's do makeup again. So you're wondering these commands, where are they coming from? We have a make file. We can write any command here, use the word make, and go. So I don't think that worked because it says it's running, started, but then, okay, so the web one and Celery that aren't working, and the reason is we're getting errors because we don't have everything in place. For instance, the database is completely empty. Okay, so we can see these errors here just by looking at the web one. So what's this one? Import front-end base URL. Something is missing for this. Where would this be coming from? Oh, I wonder if it's because of an order of operations here, because Wagtail comes in before website. I mean, we could just change the ordering of things, but I do like the alphabetical thing. I think what we could do, let's just go to our website, .py, and let's just actually kind of do it in the same way, where we just get this here. What am I doing? We want basically this front-end base URL, which if we look at our env example, we don't have the trailing slash, so we're good there. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. Oh, I think, the problem was this used to be an environment. So hang on, this will work, but both ways will work. What's better? Let's just do it the way it was before. So we're just gonna do website, we're gonna grab this, we're gonna use this. It's because we moved that around. Okay, so now let's just do that might have, if we go back to Docker, we might actually see that the restart happened. Cannot find this. Okay, so let's just click restart here. So basically instead of having this in our normal terminal, we can kind of see it there. No module name block. Oh, we forgot to get rid of some stuff. Apps. So there's probably some apps in here we no longer have. We definitely don't have the blockchain app anymore. I don't know if we have the multimedia app. I think that is not needed. Blog content. Okay. I think everything else is good. All right, Roma, have a great night. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Okay, we're restarting now. And now we have another error. Let me just, like, my face is in front of this. Okay. I didn't know we still had, there's some admin stuff I think we didn't get rid of. I didn't get rid of. Yeah, that's why. Just never went into this one. There's probably stuff in here. Yeah, that should do it. Okay, back to Docker. Back to the restart. Just gonna move my face away so I can see this stuff better. Okay. Oh, what? Signals. Oh, yeah, we don't need this signal. In fact, we're going to just get rid of all these because we already have an example for this. Or at least, you know, we can probably... Yeah, we can just... I'm going to keep the file, but keep it empty. Actually, let's keep this, this, and this because you probably would need those, you know, generally. We're almost there. I think we're almost stripped out, which is a great feeling. Is instance. Where's this coming from? I feel like this isn't... Let's just refresh again. Oh, okay. Is instance is an arg. This is coming from my fields, base, class is anonymous. Is it just because the database isn't running? Check runs, databases. This is, hang on, let's trash all this stuff. I can't tell where the new logs are coming and the old ones. Okay, so in our manage command, check databases. So something is wrong with our, this is none of our code, I don't think. It's all in the Python 3.12 stuff. What the heck? I wonder if this is just because our database never ran. So we can do make, well, first we need to make the migrations, and we're going to get rid of, there's a weird thing with this. I need to keep this one or something. There's some weird thing. Yeah. Okay. Wait, dependencies auth. Wait, we have an app. The auth app is, okay, that's the built-in one. Okay. So we want to keep that file. It might not matter in this case, but we're going to move all that to trash. And let's just very quickly make sure we don't have any other migrations. That's the only one I want. Admin wouldn't have any. API wouldn't have any. Blog, migrations. Oh, yeah. We want to get rid of all these. Actually, this one. We also want to get rid of the initial. I'm glad I didn't commit yet because would have been ugly. I would have started over. I'm like, can't let people see this. It's okay to live stream, but okay. So that's the blog one. Migrations gone. Connect migrations none. Docker is not a thing. Pages don't have. Oh, pages migrations none. Project none. Static no. Support migrations none. None of this other stuff. Okay, so let's do make migrations. Oh, web is not running. Well, that makes sense because there's this weird error. I wonder if it's, oh, you know what? I know why. I think I know why. Is it in the Docker Compose? Postgres. It's called DB. Okay, let's look at our .env. I want my real .env, which is not coming up. So what is our database? Postgres DB. Yeah, that's right. /Postgres. Okay. Strange. Okay, let's just do a make restart. This will pull the Docker down and pull it back up. And I'm assuming our web, where is, here they are. Oh, Redis DB, Jovian. So yeah, the web one's still not working. What is this error? This is weird. I'm just going to ask our good friend. Let's make a new chat here. Whoa. getting this strange error when booting up my Django app. Oh, look at this. Okay, foreign key. Okay, value set on a foreign key or related field, but I don't have anything. Is it possible in my one example model I made an issue? I made a, let's just go to our models in content, example. So we have a foreign key, user, on delete, models.cascade. Where default is some value is not an instance. Let's, I don't think we do that anywhere. Or you did this. Search your models for foreign key. Yeah, let's search for foreign keys. I feel like this is the only one. Wait, what are these ones? These are the blog ones. These ones should be fine. And let's just filter by Python. That didn't work. Oh wait, what did I? Is this the right spot to put this? No, I don't want to do a find replace. I'm trying to search in only star.py files. So we have this. Oh, the support model. No, but that's also using user, which should be fine. What we could do, let's go to our apps, and let's actually turn off our blog app for now and our content app. And then at least we'll know, hey, was that the problem? So go back here now, let's trash our logs and restart. Okay, so it's actually not related to any of our foreign keys, unless I missed one. Blog we took out, oh, support as well. But support's not even in here. Yeah, I already had that one out. So, it's not that. Get default user, do we call that anywhere? No. This is very strange. I've never seen this specific error before, and I've done this once or twice. It's almost like it's a different version. So this is Python 3.12, but that's what I was using in the other project. Management and execute. Class is anonymous. Like it looks like it's something to do with the user. You know what? Let's actually let's run the Oh, I don't think I even can run the migration because web's not running. Although maybe what happened, because when the web starts up, it actually it runs the migration. So maybe it ran a migration that it shouldn't have, and everything got messed up. Let us wipe the database. Let's just go to my makefile, and let's do. I have something for this. I think it's just, yeah, look, this one's a good one. Make wipe. And then it actually prompts me to do yes. This will remove all containers and volumes. And we type yes. And then I think I'll have to do a make build again, but I'm not totally sure. Let's just do a makeup. Maybe we don't have to do the build again. Where did this go? Search for Django. Yeah, it's still, I'm assuming it's the same area. This is so weird. Waiting for, okay, so waits for Postgres, which it's supposed to do. Did my wipe? Okay, let's, this is so weird. Redis at DB. Because what does the wipe do? It does a down/v. Does that also get rid of, I think that gets rid of the volumes and stuff too. Okay. Now, oh, what I can do, you know what? I can actually go into the shell, I think. Oh, no, web's not running. I can't even shell in because it's not running. Okay. New plan, entry point. Let's just not actually start the web server so that we can at least have that going. So let's do a make up again. Oops, make up. Because in theory, this should stay up now because we're not actually saying, hey, run the web. Yeah, it looks like it's staying up. So now let's do a Python make migrations. Web is not running. Oh, it went down again. How? What? If it equals production run server. What is running the server then? I don't want the server to run. Is there something in my Docker file that's doing that? Runs the entry point. Oh, it might just because, you know why? I think if I make that kind of change, we actually have to do a make. So let's go make down. We have to do a build again. No, so this should be faster because we didn't make any changes to the pip stuff, the requirements. So didn't have to do that again. Okay, then we need to do a make, make up. And this, in theory, shouldn't start the actual Django server within it, but it should start the container. Okay, it's running. Let's look at this. These are the old logs, I'm pretty sure. Oh, maybe not. What? Wait. Is it actually still running? Okay, what is starting the web server? Let's search for run server. Entry point. Yeah, what? Is it because celery starts running? Oh, wait. Is there a command on? Command. Wait for it, then enter. Yeah, so it does the wait for it, does the DB. What? This is very strange. It's probably something super dumb. I just want the web one to stay up. I'm curious, is the celery one making the same error? I'd imagine so. But okay, web goes down. Celery goes down. Maybe this will give us a new. Oh, look. Okay, we're at least getting a different error in celery. This is great. Okay, example abstract model. Import module. Include pages.url. Is there something in here that we don't want? Okay, so that seems fine because this just includes our pages. Oh, we probably don't want that. That could be also our problem. Let's also look at our problems tab. That doesn't help us at all. Okay, let's restart celery. Okay, content.model example does not declare an explicit app label and isn't content.models.apple isn't example isn't declared. Okay. Let's go back to our app settings and let's put back in content. And let's try to restart celery. We'll kill our logs. We'll restart. Okay, apparently this word blockchain is still coming through. Okay, admin. What? Okay, this is in the user admin. Okay, that makes sense. Models access. Yeah, we don't want this. Can't believe I didn't notice that. In reviews, we don't want to import any of this stuff. It's weird that the Redis gave us a different one. Also, what is this? Profile. Oh, shit. We don't really want any of this stuff. We're just going to literally cut all this out and keep the block. And same with settings. We don't want anything to do with this. It's possible that this doesn't look like... I might have not closed that correctly, but it's all good. All right. Let's restart again. Models.blog tag does not... What? Blog.models.blog tag. Okay, there's our... Okay, this could be because also we're not including our blog as a setting. So let's put that back in. And then we're really hoping for a good time now. Okay, where's these coming from? This is why I want to do this, is working from a, yeah, we don't want any of this stuff. Working from a older project, or a project that has a lot of things in it that you no longer want, is frustrating. But that's why we're making this, so that we have a good, clean starting point. I feel like it didn't. I feel like... Okay, here we go. Celery started now. Oh, we need to also get rid of our worker. Sender.add periodic task. I'm just going to kind of keep this as a... We'll call this like example task. So this is how you can kind of do like a cron job in Django, which is nice. Okay. Jeez. Example task. And I think we had an example command. So we'll just keep that. And are we importing anything weird? No. Oh my god. I will BRB. Computer's dying. We're very close. I can feel it because I'm actually having real errors now in here. Oh, wow. Okay, I fixed a couple of little things. And now it's actually applying the migrations. So these are all the Wagtail migrations because Wagtail has a lot of migrations. But it's a great project. Okay, so in theory, we're up and running. Let's find out. And also force quit Chrome, I think, or sorry, Firefox. I think ChatGPT is taking over all my resources. And I'm tired of it. Force quit, come on. Oh. Okay, we do have an error with the front end build because apparently I got rid of front end JS main.js. So we should probably put that back in. Front end, do I even, oh. Let's just search for main.js. Okay, yeah, Vite config. I feel like, where could we put this? Because we already have the theme. Static source. Static source. Let's also make a new folder here called JS and a new file here called main.js. And then wherever we did our Vite config, we'll use theme /source, or sorry, /static source /source. That's JS, and let's get rid of those. Okay, that should solve that problem, but I think we're up and running. I think, let's just find out. Did this force quit? Yay. I can feel like my computer is a little more powerful now. Okay, localhost, oops, local, okay, it's not that good, /manage. So we should, I think because that error actually did create an issue. So let's just restart our web. Yeah, look, it stopped. Now this is the Vite stuff because, you know, we're going to want to write some JavaScript, and this, you know, puts everything in a nice place. We also do have to make those migrations, but it looks like the JS got built for at least Tailwind. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So we have an error. Theme stat. Oh, it's a friggin' typo. I should say static source. Theme static source JS main.js. Wicked. Oh, wait, we haven't got to where we did. Okay, building JS. Yep, okay, we didn't get the error now. It built our, oh, what is this? Entry point. Because we friggin', oh, yeah, I know why. We have to make build again because we changed our entry point. And this isn't a file that we can just change on a whim without rebuilding our Docker, because Docker uses it. Something like that. Okay, let's just do a make restart. And we'll watch this all happen in real time. So let's just go back here, and we should see web pop in. Jovian web. There's our web one, and it is starting. And now it's going to try and do all that stuff. No logs. There they go. Okay. So it's telling us we need to run make migrations, which I agree, but we couldn't run it without our web container actually running, unfortunately. I mean, we actually probably could. We could run it locally because as long as we have... Actually, I don't even think you need a database for Django to at least understand the migration. Doesn't matter. Okay, so it's built. And then in theory, soon, we should see the little Django web server pop up here. There it is. There it is. So now, if we go back to this and refresh, we have this lovely manage page. Look at this, the Django administration. Now, a couple things to do. We need a super user. So Python manage dot, or sorry, we want to use make create super user. Oh, sorry, it's make manage create super user, and that basically just runs like Python manage.py and whatever we put after that. Just kind of nice. Okay, so we're creating a super user. If I spelt it right, and now we have to give it a username. We're gonna just use my name. Oh, okay, I see the problem. Yeah, we actually have to make our migrations first. Okay, so we're gonna do make migrations. It's confusing, but works. So here it created our blog stuff, our Stripe webhook, our example app, and it altered our user to have various things that a user might need. Now we'll run make migrate. And it's migrating, which is what we want. And lastly, we want to now run our lovely create super user. And we should get a username. Okay, great. Now the other thing we want to do, if we go to our make files, just so I remember the name of it, we're going to load in our admin data, and not the data, but just the theme of it, so it's just not looking like the Django admin, which is we just do admin theme load. Make admin theme load. So this just runs the fixture that we already kind of had to get it. And we'll let that kind of go, because now, although it might be cached, we should have a prettier version. Look at this. That looks nice to me. Let's see if we can log in. And we're in, and our app is up. Great, that's what I wanted to accomplish on this stream. So now this is up, I'm going to maybe fiddle with a couple things, but I think this is actually a good time to commit this stuff. So we're just going to go and add everything, because I already know the git ignore is fine for this. And what's happening here? Git commit -m, let's just call it initial commit. I like lowercase actually for this. And we want to do a git push. Did I add the origin? Or the, let's find out. No, we didn't yet. Oh, shit. And we lost it because I closed Firefox. Okay, we're almost there. That way, if anyone watching this wants to check it out, they can. Oh my God. Hurry up. Okay. I do not want to load that. All I want is this. Oh my God. Okay. We just want this one line here. This one line here. There we go. Paste that in. Pasting. Okay, if my paste doesn't work, that's a problem. There we go. And then we'll click up twice and hit enter. Up, enter. Return. Now, if you really want to visit this, it's github.com/Tyler Savory. That's my name, /Jovian. Jovian meaning the Jupiter moons and really anything Jupiter related with a D in front of it because Django. Let's see if the code got up here. It looks like it is. There we go. Here we are, Jovian. Yay. Oh, it's got a little film icon. That's fine. We'll change it to space one some way. But that's where we're going to leave it for today. And like I said, probably going to tidy up a few things and just make some changes there. And then, yeah, I'm going to actually be able to build some stuff with this. And it'll be great. So thanks for hanging out. Catch you guys again.